Friday night. I hope everybody is doing great. So tonight we are honored and blessed to be with the most magnificent Katrina Major. And if you're somebody that's in the real estate industry, you want to pay close attention to this broadcast because tonight we're going to be talking about some things that you must have in your toolbox if you're a new real estate agent. And in some of these cases, if you're in real estate at all. For those of you who don't know who I am, of course, my name is Danielle Patterson Winningham, former JP Morgan Chase Vice President, Master Life and Master Business Coach. And over the last 10 years, I've had the honor to help a ton of women like Miss Katrina Major build her online business. But I've also been privy to sit by and watch as digital marketing really shaped the landscape of industries such as real estate. So please join me in welcoming Miss Katrina. Miss Katrina, how are you?
I am doing fabulous, fabulous for this Friday. It's Friday, right? And also, I'm on here with you. So, what better way to start my evening with? And we don't know what it's going to look like afterwards, but I'm still trying to make it great. So,
Great. And let us know a little bit about your background in real estate.
well, I started in real estate by a fluke. Um, at the time, I was working for a major insurance company, and but my mom says, you guys need to buy your house, right? But she didn't tell us how to buy it. So I started going to class, going to seminars, learning everything that I needed to know, at least thought I needed to know, to purchase a home, and found out program for first-time home buyers where they gave you assistance in your home to for down payment and closing costs, right? So when we bought our home, I didn't come in with zero. I thought that was the most amazing thing ever, right? And then family and friends started to come and say, well, how did you do that? And I started showing them how I did it. But the problem was when they got ready to buy their houses, guess what? I didn't have a license. And they had to, go to a realtor. And I still didn't think about it, nothing, right? Because I love helping people, right? And so it happened to be my husband at the time. He said, sister girl, what you doing for free? People are getting paid for it. And I was actually going through a transition out of AAA. And I knew it was getting ready to happen because we had several reorganizations, right? And we had about four. By the last one, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to do nothing. So just go ahead, and the 13 years that I was there, just go ahead and give me my severance pay and I'm good. But I had to have a plan B. What was that plan B going to be like? And he happened to say it right at the perfect time. So I went back to school, acquired my real estate degree, and then at the time, we were getting close to being released. And they, I always give this company because they were good to me. So they told us, hey, you guys can start interviewing, and we'll allow you no time taken away, all that, because we know that you're looking for something else, right? So I went ahead and I applied for a new home sales position. And they called me. I went and interviewed. And I knew that I had to do some medical things, I had to have surgery, things of that nature. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to hop right into a position. Plus, I wanted to get my severance package, right? So they wanted to hire me. And I told them, no, thank you, but thank you. And he's like, do you know what you're passing up? And I said, yes. And I explained to them, what was going on. And you know what? God is good because they waited for me for 2.5 months. And that is how I got into the real estate industry, into new home sales. They taught me everything that I needed to know. I think I was spoiled. To me, I was very spoiled because of the fact is that one, I didn't have to, search for my customers because they already did that. Marketing, they already did that. So it was a great experience, and they taught me everything that I needed to know that has brought me out into the world that I am now. So that is how I got into real estate.
Wow, that's a great story. So tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about if you're in real estate, what are some tools that you really need to have, because I'm sure since then, Katrina, things in the real estate, the end result is still the same. Still want to help people buy houses, but things have changed dramatically in the way that you do that. The door numbers and the whole networking thing has really gone online. So I know that's the first thing that I know new real estate agents are going to need. They're going to need a handle on getting their information out there on social media. How can you help them with that?
Well, what we do is that we show you how to be able to utilize social media, right? To get yourself out there, how to know what the logarithm on of what Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, what are those platforms that you really want to know about, right? And also what, a lot of people, we all have all these different, platforms to work off, but you need to only choose one and you need to master it. And when you master it, then you'll be able to garner new referrals, right? But you have to know how to do that. And so that's what we do. We show you how to be able to get out and use social media to be able to, get your referrals. Who knows you? And, time has changed a lot. Now as of yesterday, we can do open houses, and that is a great tool. But how are you going to get to the masses to know what you do? Right. So, and how are you going to let them know what you do? Because, how many realtors are out here? There's over 200 something thousand realtors just in California alone. So whatever state you are in, you're up in competition with other agents. So what are you going to do? How are you going to stand out? How are you going to reach the masses of those people and let them know what you are doing? So again, that's what we do at the Real Estate Homeschool. You're on mute.
If you're interested in getting more information on how you can be among those learning this priceless information, make sure you go to bit.ly/ the RECAL 21 and schedule your call today so that you can understand how the real estate homeschool can help you get your social media off the ground. Now, one thing I love, that you're teaching something as current as social media, but the next thing that they must have is age old, and that is time management. I know from interacting with real estate professionals that if you don't have a handle on your time management, you're going to leave a whole lot of people waiting and you're going to leave a whole lot of money on the table. So tell us, Katrina, how the real estate homeschool can help with that.
Well, you're absolutely right about time management because if you don't get a handle on it, you'll just be spinning your wheels. So, what do? From the time that you wake up to the time that you decide, are you going to work 24/7? So, at the the real estate homeschool, what we do is show you how to block your time, show you how to be able to set what time should you be doing during the day, right? First in the AM, working. What you're going to be is working on your business in the morning time. Then in the afternoon, you're going to be working in your business. So how are you going to slate your times? A lot of things that we will teach also too is that one, a lot of times people want to stay stuck on one thing, right? So when you're blocking your time, but here's the thing, once you block your time, then what you're going to do is you're going to go on to the next thing. So if you gave yourself a half an hour to do whatever the chore was, then, oh, well, I didn't do that. Then I need to know. You go on to the next thing.
Wait a
Make
minute,
a
now,
note.
Katrina, you teach them a little too much now.
Okay.
You teach them a little too now. You got to pull that back now because if they want more of the good stuff, they got to go to bit.ly/
That's why you want to come to me.
the
I know I get excited.
RECAL 21 because at the end of the day, that's just the tip of the iceberg and things that you need to know about time management. And, they say the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So, time management is not just a critical piece for the real estate portion, but just to even keep your life in balance. Time management is critical. And earlier, Katrina, you had mentioned the R word and the R word as it relates to real estate, that other R word which is referrals, is critical in real estate. It's the lifeblood of your business. Let them know how at the Real Estate Homeschool you're going to be able to help them understand how to create more referrals for their business.
Well, you need to know all the basic steps, right? And you need to know about contracts. You need to know about appointment setting. You need to know about what we call a CRM, which is a client management system. You need to know about how are you going to block your time? Again, that we talk about time management of when you're going to be setting your appointments up to get someone. How are you going to do a referral? Are you going to do a referral by open house? What are you going to social media? So we teach you how to be able to do that, right? Because of the fact is that if you don't have a system in place, then how are you going to get your referrals? If you don't know, how are you going to get your referrals, right? Who do you know? You only go so far with your family and friends, right? So what are you going to do in order to garner other referrals out there? So what we do is we teach you, we show you steps and strategies on how to be able to start to garner your referrals, right? And a lot of times people want to, you could pay for referrals, but are you going to pay a lot of money for referrals? Or did you like to learn how to strategy that you don't have to pay for referrals and be able to get just as much of clientele?
And we all know that paying for referrals is only as good as the list.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing guarantees that even once you pay for those referrals that you're going to be able to even get your money back, depending on where you got that list from. So it's critical that you understand how to data mine on your own and be able to go out there and come up with your own referrals. Which brings us to the next important step of what new real estate agents must know. How can you help them understand how to set up their office and their home base? Because to me, that's the platform for all of it. If you don't have a good office set up or a good home base set up, you're going to be all over the place on social media. It's going to mess up your time management. It's going to mess up your system. So how can you guys at the Real Estate Homeschool really help them understand the most productive way and the most productive tools to set up their office space?
Well, what we do is that we have a system already in place, a checklist of everything that you need in order to properly set up your office, right? And so that is from your desk space, your filing system, do you need an assistant? That's something that comes in time, but that depends, right? Because of the fact is that you don't know how your schedule is. And when you're trying to do everything, that does not work. So sometimes you're going to need a little help in regards to putting yourself and organizing yourself. So at the RE Homeschool, we have a checklist for you so that it will help you be able to properly set yourself up, and then you'll be ready to go. And this is a system that you'll be able to work with all through your real estate career.
And one thing that I love is that, I think people underestimate these checklists and these systems that have taken you years to develop. Because when you start, you don't know if you got to go right. And the only way to figure that out is to make a mistake. So you go
Absolutely.
to the right, you make a mistake. Oh, now you know to go left. But that mistake costs you time, money, frustration, emotions. And so a lot of times people don't realize it is worth the investment to go somewhere and get some processes, some systems, some strategy that's already in place and already proven so that you don't have to start from scratch. Because every time you make a mistake when you're new, it takes a little wind out of your sails. And
Say
that
it
to me
again.
is priceless. And so
Absolutely.
just the opportunity to not have to start all over and not have to start from scratch and to get some wise instruction, some wise counsel, go to bit.ly/ the RECAL 21, the recall 21, and schedule your call to talk about how you can go ahead and get access to these tools and start to execute these tools in your business. And one thing I know is we've talked about a lot of things on this must have list. There's many, many more that Katrina will be able to share with you. But I want to talk about some people because people as a resource really are among your must haves in real estate. And one of the things, as we were talking about tonight, that Katrina said is that you've got to have the right broker. And how to pick the right broker is an essential part of your education. Katrina, can you talk to them about why it's so critical to have the right broker on your team?
Well, that depends on, what is it that you are working with, right? And, when you talk about people, it's all about meshing. Are you going to receive the training that you need within that brokerage? Or is your broker going to be there available for you? Are they going to explain everything within the organization? Are they going to live up to what they tell you? Right? Because what happens is that a lot of brokers, they're busy, right? And do they have the time to teach you? Yes, maybe not, right? Are they the environment itself is that type of environment that you want? When I know that when I started, I went through several brokers until I found the right broker for me. So that is what we help you with. Also, again, with a checklist of what to look for and what your style of learning personality wise. So that is why it's so important, because your goal is to get with a brokerage that's going to give you the opportunity to be able to grow, to be able to, so that you can understand, for every phase of the process of being a real estate agent, that you understand the contracts, that you understand the CRM, that you understand all of the process, all of the fees. So, you know, and are they going to help you to be successful? That is your goal, right? Is to be successful at being a new real estate agent, because the goal is to make some money. And if you're not making no money, then why are you in real estate? Because everything is on commission, right?
And I think one of the things that resonated to me that you said is that, you want to, there's a transference of knowledge that happens when you get the right broker. Because a lot of these brokers have been in business far longer than you. You want to make sure you choose the right one that not just has the knowledge, but is willing to pass that knowledge on to you, which will help shape your success. Just because you just got here doesn't mean you have to make those mistakes when you have the right broker on your team. And it's amazing that you guys have pulled together what to look for in a broker. So again, you don't have to make those mistakes that not just cost you time, but also cost you money.
Money.
So guys, if
Right.
you're interested in saving yourself both time and money on this journey as a new real estate agent, or if you're a real estate agent and those numbers are not moving like you feel like they should, or you feel like you're struggling to get things in place, go to bit.ly/TheRECAL21 and let the real estate homeschool help you start to put together the pieces of that puzzle so that it's not complicated. Anthony Robbins says that success leaves clues. And what's so critical about that is that you have to understand if somebody has already done it before and that they've done it successfully, why would you go out and struggle to get it done? And the truth is, you don't have to. Katrina, is there anything you want to say in closing?
Well, I just want to say that as you heard me tell you my story, right? And what you want to do is you don't want to make these mistakes that I did. And I've been in the industry for over 15 years. And I learned by mistake, because nobody was there to help me and teach me that way, especially when I went from new home sales after the market had crashed into resale, right? Total different market. Are you ready? Are you prepared? So, and what this is what we also will teach you about is about niches. Where in the real estate field do you want to be? It's not just being a real estate agent. We have a lot of different areas. So we teach that too in the RE homeschool. So please come this way if you're not sure what you want to do, and let us help you be able to garner yourself and gear you into the right direction of being a successful real estate agent.
Very good. So, guys, again, we've talked about how it's going to save you time. We've talked about how it's going to save you money. We've talked about how it's going to move your career ahead and lead you towards success. So don't miss the opportunity to go to that link and schedule some call to at least talk about what opportunities you could be leaving on the table. Katrina, amazing information as always. Thank you so much for your guidance and for your passion for helping these new real estate agents get what they need without having to struggle and be frustrated as they enter into this industry. Those of you that don't know, the real estate train is definitely about to leave the station.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to be one of those people that's in there still trying to prepare, getting ready,
Absolutely.
even though you have your real estate license. So get on board with the real estate homeschool. Let that be something that propels your real estate to the next level. And thank you, Katrina. You have a great night.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. It's just a wonderful experience. And for anyone that when we're talking about education, the knowledge to get where you need to go, right? And then when you already have someone that has that knowledge to cut that time for you in half, then why not? So come to see me at the Real Estate Homeschool. You guys have a beautiful
Thank you, guys. Have a great evening.